Here come the Australian openers, Matthew Elliott on the left and Michael Slater on the right. Typical Slater shot, will go for 4. Put it away very well. The shot was catch. Well, he's gone for him. A bold gamble by LARA, met with a bold shot by Stev, and it goes all the way.
Well, that's gone many a mile. Good use of the feet from Michael Slater. Good swing of the bat, that's gone straight down the ground and straight on the top of the stand. That's a monster. And another beautiful delivery, and he's been given. So finally he's got him to drag himself forward, and at the outside edge, the last ball of the over, and the man continues to marvel, Courtney Walsh. And Matthew Elliott has been vulnerable from the first ball of the first test, and again he falls to that very good delivery from Walsh.
This is what they've been looking for, to pitch the ball in line with the stumps and get it to go away from the left-hander. Excellent delivery again. Courtney Walsh's 412th test wicket. Australia 31 for 1.
And there, and Lara's got him. So Michael Slater at the end of the hour has come forward to the ball. May have just left him a fraction. It was quite a healthy nick, and Brian Lara took his time, got into position and balanced himself on the knee, and Lara is in good catching form, and Ambrose and Walsh are getting the wickets.
As per usual, both Ambrose and Walsh bowling very well this morning, and of course a change of ends doing the trick. I did say earlier on that they didn't quite seem too happy getting the ball to do exactly what they wanted to do when they were bowling earlier on. Now that they have swapped ends, they are back on song. It's 36 for 2.
A very tentative shot from Mark Waugh. Ambrose has struck, and the West Indies have made the breakthrough. 36 for 3.
Well, Mark Waugh leads the scene, fairly disappointed. It's a very nonchalant shot. This one did come back a long way. It's caught that inside edge and straight back onto his leg stump. Elation there for the West Indies. Curtly Ambrose struggled in the last few tests to get an early wicket, and here we see him already 2 wickets in this over. Mark Waugh departs for none, and Australia reeling at 3 for 36.
Absolute beauty again. This ball is moving around both ways. Batting is very difficult out there.
And Langer goes for him. He's a very good hooker and cutter of the ball, and he's played a couple today already. That's probably the most authoritative of the lot. And that brings up the 50 for Australia, but for Australia, 3 wickets have gone down. And a beautiful delivery again. That's the right length, and the Australian captain is having a tough day at the office. Great over from Ambrose. That's the Caribbean Sea on the west coast.
Collins bowling around the wicket.
So they pick up another with a fumble by Ambrose. Typical Steve Waugh shot. What a way to greet the off-spinner, dipping at the knee and putting it over mid-wicket for 4.
Waugh brings up his 50. So a classic shot by Steve Waugh, and again the Australian captain comes forward when his side is in trouble. He brings up another half century. Bit of room and placed beautifully towards cover point. That'll go all the way to the fence. So Langer keeping pace with his captain. He's gone to 44, Waugh on 53. And the 100 partnership between these two. Beautifully placed again by Langer. And that's a boundary, and good piece of fielding. Joseph does the fielding, but Langer brings up his 50. So well played by Justin Langer. He matches the half century by his captain at the other end.
Carl Hooper now will come on. To Langer. Bowled him. Bad shot by Langer. For ball, Hooper strikes. Didn't take any time to look at him. And Australia have lost their 4th wicket for 144.
Very disappointed with himself, Justin Langer. He'd done all the hard work, made the half century. First ball from Carl Hooper. A slightly quicker delivery. He's going back to try and cut the ball away, as he's done successfully in the previous overs. Ball hurries on, hits his off stump, and that's the end of Justin Langer. Very well bowled again from Carl Hooper. Slightly quicker through the air. Justin Langer on his way for 51. Australia now 4 for 144.
And there he goes again. That is called the full face of the bat meeting the ball. And yet another boundary for Waugh.
Just past second slip. Down to the boundary for 4. Really went after it. Carries him to 99.
What a player Steve Waugh has been, particularly in the last 4 or 5 years, and even more so the last couple of years. And that's it. So the third man comes into play, but Steve Waugh doesn't look for 2. He's more than happy to pick up his 19th Test century. He now equals Mark Taylor. And that is 4. So that is a medium pace ranked long hop that Ponting has smashed.
Good shot. And there's no one out there. Leg side field is wide open, and that's 4. Oh, he's dropped it. It's a no ball, but it's still got the crowd excited.
Lovely shot. It's been a trade of Steve Waugh today, the straight driving off both the front and the back foot, and that's just a hard forward defence. It's gone for 4. That is a classic 4. Down the pitch to the young off spinner, and no need for anybody to run. The part of fieldsman to go and fetch it.
All yours, AD.
Wow, that's a very good shot from Ricky Ponting. Just slightly short of the length and quickly onto the back foot and just eases it through mid-wicket for another boundary. And there it is, Ricky Ponting, a well-compiled half century. Salutes his teammates and then a very appreciative crowd. That's a great shot from Ricky Ponting. rocked back and just smashed that through mid-wicket.
Pretty evenly paced pitch this. We saw Michael Holding say there was a few deviations in it. Basically pretty flat. Been pretty evenly paced. Slowish when you bowl it short. When it's pitched up, it tends to do a little bit, which, as you'd expect, we didn't see too much spin for the West Indians off spinners yesterday. Maybe that might change a little bit. It will obviously change as the game wears on.
That's a great shot. Punched it down the ground for 4. No real backlift, just a typical Steve Waugh punch down the ground. Ambrose down there, they'll have time for 2. So 150 for Steve Waugh. Pulled away for 4. First ball from Pedro Collins. Authoritative shot by Ricky Ponting. And Collins starting with a long hop. Gone straight through Ambrose for 4. Absolutely straight through him.
Stephen Waugh has launched this, and that has gone right up on top of the stand. A big 6 to finish the over. What a great shot. Australia move on to 392 for 4.
And he missed that very well. Long chase around for Adrian Griffith. Makes a dive, but he doesn't save it. Goes into the boundary. A good effort by Griffith. Ball always going away from him. And that raises the 400 for Australia. Single carries Steve Waugh now past Mark Taylor as the second highest scorer for Australia in Test cricket history.
'98 to 99 to 100. Ponting brings up his 3rd Test century, and what an important one it has been. A great partnership that he has been with his captain. He may not have realised for that fraction of a moment that he brought up the 100, but that shows him that he has got 100. He kisses the crest on his jumper. And no man out at point on the fence. So well placed, too short, and that'll go to the boundary. So he celebrates his century with the boundary. And he goes in the air and backward square leg. Carl Hooper has moved to that position and taken the catch comfortably. So Ricky Ponting will be disappointed. He brought up his century, he hit a boundary, and he tried the sweep. Didn't go through with the shot for some reason. It may have bounced on him, and he got the top edge and an easy catch for Hooper at 45 degrees.
I think he's done him in flight here. You'll find it's dropped short. It's got the top, or maybe in the back of the bat. And Hooper there just behind square. Simplest of catches. Unfortunately for Ricky Ponting, he leaves a very fine innings, 104 and the 5th wicket down for 425.
And it's gone over the stumps. He's given him out. First ball. It was so close it looked like it may have bowled him, but Ian Healy not offering a shot. The ball coming back, and Ian Healy is out. First ball, LBW not offering a shot.
Well, I picked it in one, didn't I? I hate to put the mocker on him, but sitting around for a day after such a big innings, you often see this. Healy just shaping up, comes back a long way, and that definitely probably would have hit the middle and off. No shot, umpire, there's no hesitation. Healy's on his way for a duck, so that's a 6th wicket down for 427.
And a big shout, and right in front of you. 199. He has been dismissed for 199. He's made 2 99s in Test cricket. and now 199. And the curse of Mac Fingal has worked again. Steve Waugh out. LBW to Perry, 199.
Well, this is how it happened. Back he goes off the crease. Just missed that delivery. He is back a long way. May have missed leg, but the umpire doesn't think that. That man on screen, the white coat, Mac Fingal, put the knocker on him. Unfortunately, Steve Waugh on his way. A tremendous innings of 199.
And hello, as we speak, that's gone a long way, and that's out of the ballpark. He's hit this one high. Lara is under it at mid-wicket and safe hands. And that's the end of Shane Warne. Good reward, Perry. He stuck to his guns. He tossed the ball in the air. Shane Warne tried to repeat the shot of the previous over. Hits it high in the air and he's out. Caught by Brian Lara in the mid-wicket area.
Similar delivery to the one that he hit over the mid-wicket boundary previously. This time not getting quite as good a hold of the ball as he did before Shane Warne. Pretty much the top edge. And of course, Brian Lara won't drop those simple catches. Australia lose their 8th. It's 446 for 8.
Now McGill goes, he may hit a 6, McGill, he has. Just so the man in the scoreboard can put the 6 next to McGill's name, he's hit it straight towards him.
As this ball slapped the mid off. Pretty good piece of fielding, and we're going to the third umpire. Kirtley, a good pick up and throw. Hits the stumps now and just short of his ground.
Very interesting picture this. I think the other angle, the original angle, shows that he was out of his crease when the ball hit stumps. Here comes the ball. Stumps are disturbed, the bail's in the air, and the bat is short. In my book, that's out.
In anybody's book. Yeah, Stuart McGill probably thought he got back there, but that's a brilliant piece of fielding from Kirtley Ambrose.
Crowd entertaining themselves at the moment.
And he's out, well caught. The arm ball caught by Joseph at slip. He's got a good pair of hands. Hooper gets the last Australian wicket to fall. That of Glenn McGrath. Caught it slip.
Very good delivery this from Carl Hooper. The arm ball, instead of spinning back into the right-hander, just going straight on. Glenn McGrath looking for the ball to turn in, finds the outside edge. Pretty good catch that by Joseph as well. Took it quite comfortably.
The Australian card, as we said, dominated by Stephen Waugh, a brilliant 199. He got great support from Justin Langer, who made a good 51 when the conditions were very difficult, and a great knock from Ricky Ponting, his 3rd century. A great partnership with Stephen Waugh.
So the Australians finished their first innings with a formidable total of 490. Captain Steve Waugh led by example with a magnificent knock of 199. Less impressive were the West Indies bowling figures. A poor performance, leaving them with an uphill battle just to save the match.
Here come the West Indian batsmen. And huge cheer.
Very attacking field from the Australians, as you'd expect with a big total.
You have to hurry. That's it. I think he's gone.
Well, he's not a man you take on, Ricky Ponting. It's a no-no, especially at this stage. So that you can see the look on his face. He's pretty concerned. Ricky Ponting has hit them flush, took his time and lined the stumps up.
I don't think there's any question here. He went into the naked eye. Return comes in and he's
Well, that is bad luck, isn't it? To get out in the first over and run out has got to be the worst of the lot. Just going on a silly single, especially to one of the best fielders in the infield around the world, Ricky Ponting. So unfortunately he's on his way for a duck, and the first wicket down for nothing.
Glorious shot. Magnificently struck.
And he goes for it, and it's gone to square leg at a rate of knots. Shane Warne won't be displeased with that, but that went very, very quickly. Lovely shot. May well be the cover drive of the day, which, given that Steve Warne made it 199 and Ponting 104, but that is a classic cover drive against an opening bowler.
They don't come much better than this. Full and wide, full swing of the bat. Sherwin Campbell doesn't often get onto the front foot, but that is a beauty. Right out of the meat of the bat, and 4 more to the total.
Nice shot on the ground, will go all the way for 4. Half volley, pounced on it very early on, didn't really go all the way through with a shot, just punched it down the ground. A la Steve Waugh, I suppose. End of the over and the 50 is up. Led before. McGrath gets his man. Dave Joseph on the back foot looking for a big stroke, and the West Indies have lost their second wicket for Pete.
Again here, not really getting his foot moving here at all. Dave Joseph. Ball pitching outside off stump, doing enough, coming back in. Dave Joseph, I would think, perhaps thought that the ball would have carried straight on for him to drive it through the offside. It didn't. West Indies lose their second wicket. It's 50 for 2.
He's gone first ball. So he doesn't do the night watchman job this time. Out first ball, and all of a sudden the West Indies are 50 for 3 and McGrath's on a hat-trick.
Much too early for Pedro Collins. Did a good job in Jamaica, but it's still a long way before these overs are finished, and that is plumb. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Then McGrath getting the ball to swing, well pit up. That would have hit over mid and midland leg. Pedro Collins the pass is 50 for 3. Then McGrath on a hat-trick is round the wicket to Brian Lara.
Australians are off the ground and on it, on their toes now, smiles on their faces. And Lara to face the hat-trick ball from Glenn McGrath.
Well, those 2 wickets really have Glenn McGrath fired up. Very good bouncer. Brian Lara just dropping his hand, dropping the gloves out of the way, taking it on the chest, as Jeffrey Boycott would say, sometimes I've got to wear a few medals for your country. What a steer.
Another short one. It'll be a big appeal for the Australians. Brian Lara walks. It's caught the glove, and that's a big breakthrough for the Australians. Jason Gillespie, another short ball right on the money. Brian Lara's out.
Well, Lara, that's a sensational wicket here for the Australians. Surprised him, a bit of extra lift. Bang, really surprised him. Didn't get underneath that one. But hit those gloves, and a simple catch to Healy. He didn't even stick around for the umpire's decision. Lara is on his way for 8. The West Indies 4 for 64.
So Shane Warne to bowl the last over of the day. Straight away greeted by Carl Hooper, smashing the ball through point.
Well, he didn't quite get this one out, did he? Just a bit short, a little bit wide. Spun, but Hooper, all the time in the world, just punched that forward a point. Men out there in the cover, no chance to get that.
Outside edge, and that'll run away for 4. And dropped him. I think he's outside edge. Matthew Elliott flying to his left hand, puts down the chance.
Well, I think this just shows exactly what I was talking about earlier on, AB. I think Matthew Elliott is not really in a normal position. Steve Waugh is trying to cover 2 positions with 1 man. He's not in a 3rd slip position, neither is he really in a gully position. He's pretty much in a 4th slip position.
In the air, and Warner's taken a beauty at first slip. It looked as though it had gone past him. It was onto his left-hand side. And once again, Carl has let down his legion of fans. A beautiful boundary through backward point, and then just put the bat at the ball, and Shane Warne took a beauty.
He's just wide of the crease there. He's just shuffled across and poked at it there. It did travel fairly quick, but a double-hander there to Shane Warne. Good, simple catch. But Glenn McGrath does the job again. Carl Hooper very disappointed. It was a very good boundary of the ball before, but he's on his way now for 25. 5 wickets down for 98.
In the air, and Warne has taken a blinder at second slip. Like Shane Warne, the ball had gone past him, and he is so calm when the ball comes in the air towards him, Mark Waugh. He doesn't panic, he doesn't snatch, he lets the ball come to him, and he just took it like picking a ripe peach off a tree.
Well, this one just away from Jimmy Adams. Got him coming forward. That was a hot chance as well, but he just makes it look so easy. Like David said, soft hands and just waits for it to get there. And Glenn McGrath's pretty happy. Jimmy Adams, the other side of the coin, out for a duck, and the 6th wicket down for 98.
And lovely placement. Gave himself some room, and that allowed him to have a free swing with his arms at the ball, even though it was against the spin. It was just short enough to give himself time to watch it and gain the pace off the pitch. And no ball called, and Jacobs heard the call. Very good shot. He heard the call early, got down, and then he took the risk and succeeded by hitting a good boundary to mid-wicket.
That's his 50 with a pull-up, and a determined 50 by Sherwin Campbell on his home ground here at Kensington Oval. Karak got away for 4 more. The crowd's really enjoying this now.
Should get runs here. And that's his 50. It's a good 50 as well from Ridley Jacobs, coming out at a time with his side and a great deal of problems, but battling courageously. And Kensington Oval certainly applauding the efforts of Ridley Jacobs, who was the revelation on the South African tour. Oh, that's a beautiful stroke by Campbell down behind point. That's 4, and the 100 partnership as well.
Cracked away by Campbell for 4. He's very, very strong with that shot. Played that several times, one early off McGrath. 224 for 6. Cracked away for 4. The crowd's loving this from Sherwin Campbell. That's it. Sherwin Campbell nudges the ball down towards third man, brings Kensington Oval alive, and reaches his third Test 100, his second here on his home ground at Kensington Oval.
Oh, what a tremendous innings. Great applause there for the young man, the young hero, as his teammates Brian Lara and the rest of them out there. Very pleased man, as he should be. So are the rest of the crowd. Sensational innings in the context of the match and the situation. He gets a hug from his fellow batsman at the other end there, but Brian Lara very appreciative of a very fine knot.
Magnificent cover drive.
And he's out. Ricky Ponting's got the breakthrough. Well taken by Mark Ward. To floating slip. He's done it again. Ricky Ponting, the through king.
Well, Steve Waugh is the man that usually gets these breakthroughs. But this time, Ricky Ponting has done the job. Just a little bit of movement off the seam. And Mark Ward, the man at the first of those two gullies, taking the catch. Well, he broke through and he almost broke a part of himself as well, Ricky Ponting. But we'll have a look at that when we get back. It's 2:51 for 7.
Oh, an absolute jaffer. Again, passing the outside edge. Kirtley, Ambrose and Walsh know all about that.
Leg cutter. You could see the direction in which the seam was pointing when it was heading down the pitch. Instead of keeping the seam very upright.
Gone in the gully. So Campbell's long vigil has ended, and it is fitting that Jason Gillespie should have got it. A catch to gully, and the West Indies have lost their 8th wicket for 265 as Steve Waugh hangs on to the offering.
End of a very good knock this from Sherwin Campbell. Tried to get on top of that short ball from Jason Gillespie, but good bounce. Couldn't quite get on top of it. Didn't manage to hit it into the ground, and Steve Waugh in gully takes the catch. Very good catch. The right man getting the wicket if there's a right man. Jason Gillespie. But an excellent knock by Sherwin Campbell. The man of the moment as far as West Indies are concerned, as far as Barbadians are concerned. West Indies 265 for 8.
Ambrose goes for it, and over the top of gully, 4 runs on now, just 8 runs away. And he goes for it, and that is a good boundary over mid-on. So Perry continuing his good form with bat and ball. Come on, and they've avoided the follow-on, the West Indies. So that will bring the applause of this very knowledgeable crowd, and they know exactly what the West Indies tailenders have been trying to do. It takes away one part of the equation for Steve Waugh. He can't believe it. At one stage, 98 for 6. And now 291 for 8. And Steve Waugh doesn't look too pleased. In-swinger managed close. Umpire says out. So the in-swinger did the damage. The slower ball, as Jeff Thompson said, the ball before that left the bat. Then the faster in-swinger, very good delivery. And a good innings of Perry's is now finished.
Well, just shuffles into line there. That ball just coming back in. There's no doubt they would have hit probably middle and off. And he's right back on the crease. No doubt in the umpire's mind. He's the one that counts. Gillespie pretty happy with his doings there. Nehemiah Perry departs for a very good 24. The 9th wicket down for 291.
Walsh and Ambrose causing problems with the bat now. He's hit that over the top of mid-off. A long chase for Ricky Ponting. He might just cut it off. And no, he doesn't. Just sneaks into the boundary. 4 more to the total, and that's the West Indies 300. Chipped over the head of the bat pad. Justin Langer hobbles after it. And a chance for a run out if it's close. Glenn McGrath drops the ball. Courtney Walsh makes his ground.
This was a close call. If he had gathered it, it would have been dead by a long way. He's not even in the picture yet, Courtney Walsh. Here he comes now. And the ball almost bounced out of his hands and then onto the stumps. He knows he's struggling, Courtney Walsh. He has made it, but I think he realized that was a mistake. That call wasn't really on.
Well, that won't help his demeanour. That is a beautiful shot. Classic on drive. And he's got away with it. I'm not sure whether that's caught the inside edge, but it's going to run away to the boundary. Signalled as buys. Higher, wider. Michael Slater getting under it, and he's out. Shane Warne gets Courtney Walsh in the deep, and that's the end of the innings. West Indies 329 all out.
Well, finally, the Australians say Michael Slater running off to get himself padded. Courtney was looking for that big hike over the long off region. The bat pretty much slicing across the ball instead of going right through the line of the ball. Not getting as much power as he would have liked, not carrying as far as he would have liked. Michael Slater taking the catch. So the West Indies all out for 329. But that's a good score considering that they were 98 for 6. Very good knock by Sherwin Campbell, of course. He and Ridley Jacobs were the main men for the West Indies batting. 105, third century for Sherwin Campbell, Ridley Jacobs 68.
The West Indies had to thank Sherman Campbell and Ridley Jacobs for dragging them out of trouble, and there was also a useful contribution from Curtly Ambrose. But they still finished the innings 161 runs behind the Australians.
So Courtney Walsh, having starred with the bat a while ago, now comes out to open the bowling for the West Indies. Just 8 overs to go, 4 each for them. A lead of 161 for Australia, still a formidable lead. Gone! Matthew Elliott fails again, caught behind, as he has been so often on this tour. And Courtney Walsh strikes, and the crowd's alive.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Matthew Elliott is in a shocker at the moment, and Courtney Walsh is brought him forward on the front foot, and Matthew Elliott obliges just a little outswinger, a little feather on that. Simplest of catches there through to the keeper. Elliott's on his way for a duck, and the first wicket down for 0.
Again, superb bowling by Courtney Walsh. We've seen really outstanding fast bowling in this match from Walsh and Ambrose and from McGrath and Gillespie. Typical Slater shot. He really gets down when he just bends the right knee and put it away really well.
Yes, it wasn't too bad a delivery. It wasn't the shortest. It was in a good zone there. He's just picked it up so well and swatted that away. Doesn't bother to keep it down. There's no man out there. There's just one man at deep fine leg. He's straight off the meat of the bat. Already he's on 10.
And that's close, and that's out. So Curtly Ambrose picks up the second wicket with Justin Langer, LBW on the back foot. Australia 12 for 2.
Well, this is how it happened. LBW, Langer goes back and across, and this is what I'm talking about. He goes a long way. This one holding the line. Hit him a little bit high, but he's way, way back. Umpire says, on your way. So does Curtly Ambrose. Justin Langer gone for one. Second wicket down for 12.
What a shot. Smashed away behind point.
Yes! If they can bat that long for a declaration.
Yes, I think it depends a little bit on who stays in, and Michael Slater is in trouble. What a peak fielding from yesterday's centurion, Sherwin Campbell. Slater tried to keep the strike, keep Gillespie away from it. He is quick between the wickets, but Campbell came in like a cat and threw the stumps out of the ground. And the umpire has gone to the third umpire, and Michael Slater is standing, and he is going to be watching those lights very, very closely.
Well, it's a direct hit, and it's a good pick-up from Campbell. He's 2/3 of the way to the fence there. But Slater, just watch this one. Well, it's a line ball decision, this one. Well, that bails up, I think. Yeah, the bails off there. Maybe Michael Slater's a little bit unfortunate there. That is a superb piece of fielding. And when you're hot, you're hot. Sherwin Campbell's the man. Did the job. Slater just trying to keep the strike may pay the price here. Well, it's an absolute line ball. It's even hard enough with the replays. It did look like it was up. Well, unfortunately for Michael Slater, he's been done by probably an inch or so. A superb piece of fielding. It had to be a direct hit, and Sherwin Campbell, the man that scored the runs yesterday for the Windies, has taken the wicket here this morning. Slater out for 26, and Australia 3 for 35.
That's the line, that's the length, and out. Nice and full, aiming at the stumps, with Gillespie on the back foot. A delivery that he had to go forward to, but he's been camped on that back foot, and from the pad onto the stumps.
Yeah, it's just a little off-cutter, right up where you've got to get him. Curtly Ambrose has got it right. It's just gone between the gap. And that's Curtly Ambrose, 50th wicket here at Bridgetown. Jason Gillespie leaves the field for 14, and Australia 4 for 46.
Beautifully bowled. The men behind the bat think he's got him. Ambrose didn't. 48 for 4. That's out. Again falling across his crease. I thought he was pretty close early in the over, and falling across his crease, Mark Waugh fails again, and Australia 48 for 5.
Yes, a little bit casual again. The ball nipping back, catching him on the crease, and about the knee line. Adjudged LBW. Walsh celebrates. So Mark Waugh is on his way. Australia in lots of trouble. 48 for 5.
And Steve Waugh plays one of his favourite shots, and that is a 6.
Well, he split the difference of those two men on the fence, and right on the scoreboard. He doesn't mind going for it there, bang. There is two men out there, and that is split the difference right between them, and also way over their heads.
And got him, bowled. Played on. Third time in the series that Collins has got the Australian captain. One of his favourite shots, and the bottom edge cannoned into the middle stump.
Well, this is how it happened. It did come back on him again. He's chopped it down. Extra bounce, a little bit quicker, but bottom edge, straight on the middle stump. It's the view from behind, straight onto the leg stump, as a matter of fact. So Steve Waugh's on his way, and that is a big wicket for the West Indies. Out for 11, 6 for 73.
Gone. Caught behind. Collins gets his second wicket. First over after the break, and Australia 81 for 7.
Well, Australia's woes continue. Ian Healy trying to force this behind point, only succeeds in getting an edge. And as another Australian wicket goes down. Well taken behind the stumps there. Ian Healy is out for 3. And Australia now 7 for 81.
He struck that magnificently. That was not all that short. It really didn't deserve that blow through mid-wicket. Cracked away for 4 more. And a no ball too, so that makes it 5. Good counter-attack here from Shane Warne.
This is a brilliant shot from Shane Warne. Just lets the ball come to him. And that has just raced away. First the pull shot, now the cut shot. Brilliant counter-attack.
Overslips, 4 runs. And that is not a great delivery, but that is a fantastic pull shot. The middle of the bat is hitting the ball and hitting it regularly, and that's bad length bowling. And that has come back, and that is a very good delivery. Walsh still able to extract something from the pitch. 127 for 7.
I think they're maybe just trying to put the mocker on the Australians. Australia in a good position at the moment.
Leg ball. So finally, the partnership is ended with a ball of full length. In fact, a low full toss has done the trick. And Australia 134 for 8. The Kangaroo just rises for a moment to see what has happened.
Well, it's hit him way back in front. Maybe hit leg stump. Full toss. He couldn't put it away. And the full bunger has done the job. Shane Warne a little bit disappointed. 32 good runs and the 8th wicket down for 134. Well, the reason he comes around a wicket is to just cramp him for room, and this ball seems back in towards him as well. Hits him right on that inside thigh. And I can vouch. Look at those eyes. They're getting bigger and bigger. The trouble is they didn't do him much good. It missed the bat. Hit him right on that thigh. That doesn't tickle. It's not showing any pain, but I can vouch for you that it does sting.
It's in the air, and the catch to deep backward square leg, comfortably taken by Campbell.
Well, I picked it in one. Told you if he got the bat on, it just goes straight up in the air. Courtney Walsh knew that. He only had to bowl it a bit slower so he could hit it. So Stuart McGill, he's on his way. There's the delivery. There's the swipe. That angle bat just straight up in the air. Sherwin Campbell just sits there. Could have caught it in his back pocket. Stuart McGill is on his way for 1. That's the 9th wicket down for 137.
Just over the head of the backward square leg fielder and going for 4. In the air, and the catch out to extra cover. That's the end of the innings. 5 wickets for Courtney Walsh as Griffith takes the catch. and Australia are all out for 146. And 308 the West Indies will have to get to win. We'll have plenty of time to finish the match, and here's how Ponting scooped the catch up to Adrian Griffith at extra cover to end off the Australian innings. 146, Ponting out for 22.
5 wickets again for Courtney Walsh. But that Australian batting card doesn't look too good. A good 32 there from Shane Warne. Ricky Ponting 22. Michael Slater 26. Unlucky run out this morning. That started the rot. So just bowled out in 50 overs, 146, 25 extra. There's the bowling, Courtney Walsh. Look at that man, he just can't stop taking wickets. 5 for 39. Curtly Ambrose bowled very well indeed, 2 for 60. Pedro Collins, a couple of handy wickets. Perry, only just a couple of overs for Perry, but did bowl fairly well as well.
5 wickets from Courtney Walsh, restoring a little lost pride there for the West Indies, but they still needed a massive 308 runs to win the match.
308 runs required for the West Indies to win what would be an amazing turnaround in this match. Still, Alan Border, it's not 358 or 398, it's just 308.
It's just in that teasing zone. The wicket's still playing pretty well. A little bit of movement off the seam and variation in bounce starting to appear, but all I need is one half-decent partnership, particularly in the top order, and anything's possible. And that's a pretty good way to start. No mid-off. First ball, 4 runs.
So 308 is gettable, but it's a daunting target, and only 3 times in their previous 350 test matches have the West Indies managed to score over 300 to win. New Zealand at Auckland, 1968-69, and Seymour Nurse was in great form and made 150 odd not out, 348 for 5 to win that. England Lords in 1984, Gordon Gringe's magnificent double 100.
That's a beautiful delivery again.
Lovely on drive, magnificently played. Use of the wrists.
No ball and caught behind. So he couldn't be run out. The Australian players are throwing the ball, but what has happened is that he wasn't going for a single, so you can't be run out off a no ball if you are not attempting a single. So Griffiths just panicked a little bit. Beautiful delivery, outside edge, no ball, so he just keeps walking. He knows he's hit it, and it's no ball, so Gillespie over the line.
Well, we said it'd happen, and sure enough, at a very vital time, the no ball has caused a wicket to be a non-wicket. And it's right when Australia didn't need it.
Outside edge, good over, but 4 runs again. So the total mounts, the deficit decreases.
He's got this fine. Ben McGrath's coming round at fine leg. He'll pick it up just inside the boundary. And that's the West Indies 50. And that's swung away. Short ball. Sherwin Campbell makes no mistake. Swung away to the boundary. Great shot, signature shot from Sherwin Campbell. He loves the ball in that area. Very strong cut shot, and that is 4 more.
Wide of second slip. Good bowling here by McGrath, but no luck for him, as there has been no luck for most of the fast bowlers in this match.
Well, another streaky shot. This time it's an edge just past the outstretched hand of Mark Ward's second slip. Brings him forward, up it goes, and just too wide. Some more frustration there for the fast bowler McGrath. A good delivery. I saw him beat the bat earlier on with a flashy shot. This time he drew him forward.
Please help me up there. Nice shot down the ground. Beautifully timed and beautifully stroked. Long chase here will go all the way for 4.
Very well placed shot, this one.
That's out. So Glenn McGrath gets the first wicket. West Indies are 69 for 1 now, as Sherwin Campbell, the century maker in the first innings, batting pretty well here.
Well, it's taken a while, hasn't it? But he's just shuffled right back on the stumps. There's no question about that one. You could see it was out from behind up here in our commentary box without looking at the screen. Umpire says, on your way. Glenn McGrath pretty relieved with that, and so are the Australians. They finally got that breakthrough. Sherwin Campbell, been there a long time, 33. First wicket down for 72.
And big shot went straight on and he's out. So finally McGill has been rewarded for being able to bowl to Joseph, a batsman unable to pick the difference between the leg break and the flipper. And finally the patience of umpire Dave Orchard was finished.
And that, in fact, was the ball that slightly comes back at the batsman, stretched way down, but that ball would have carried on, hit the stumps. Umpire David Orchard says that's going on to hit the stumps. David Joseph, he's on his way for 1. LBW McGill, West Indies now 2 for 77.
As the in-swinger, and that's a big shout by McGrath, out! So the use of the night watchman again has failed, and Pedro Collins is out for naught, and that pendulum goes closer to Australia again. Well bowled McGrath.
Again, a big in-swinger. Pedro Collins caught on the crease, and that would have hit middle stump halfway up. The sign of doom for any batsman. Pedro Collins is on his way. Hasn't troubled the scorers again. West Indies 78 for 3.